gentlemen, a warm welcome to you all. 반가워요. See, there's my Korean. That's a little tease. I feel so at home with you guys all back here again. Almost 20 years doing this. Welcome to an auspicious evening as we gather to commemorate a significant milestone. The 50th Anniversary Gala of the Korean Community Services. And as your MC tonight, it's my pleasure to join you in honoring this remarkable achievement. Over the past 5 decades, KCS has played an integral role in shaping the community. Tonight, we celebrate its contributions and successes, and there are many. As we reflect on the past and look towards 50 more, we are reminded of the incredible impact KCS has had on the lives of individuals and the broader community New York has played. We all know how important KCS has been to this community. So I encourage you to sit back, relax, immerse yourself, ignore me, enjoy your drinks, eat. This evening of celebration and reflection, let us come together and pay homage to the legacy of KCS and the people who have contributed to its growth and success. So many people in this room that make this organization work. Once again, thank you for joining us in this special occasion. We've already had this toast, so we'll get that out of the way. And with that, I'm going to direct your attention to the big board for an introductory video.
저는 고 한진관 목사님의 와이프 김태열입니다. 나이는 86. I become 86 this year. 저희 교회는 퀸즈 한인교회인데 1969년에 교회를 시작했어요. 그런데 한 1970년부터 이민의 문이 열렸죠. 그래서 그때부터 우리가 할 수 있었던 게 물론 목회지만은 한국 이민이 막 이제 뉴욕에 들어오시면서 케네디 비행장에 도착하면 어떻게 우리 이름을 알았는지 우리 교회에다 전화를 하면 목사님은 케네디 비행장에 나가서 이민 오시는 분을 모셔다가 아파트도 구해주고 또 애들 또 이제 학교도 보내주고 소셜 세큐리티 번호도 구해주고 뭐 그때 해야 될 일을 전부 다 해드렸어요. 그때 제일 챌린지는 뭐냐면은 having a job. 그래서 what they did mostly was working in a 채소 가게. That's number one. And some people found a job in dry cleaning. It's another, troubling to smell all kinds of, chemical smell, and then, pressing the clothes, which they never had experience in Korea. So all kinds of jobs they had, no matter what, it was struggling. 한 목사님 started that Korean community. 그때는 Korean Community Service라고 안 하고 Korean Community Activity Center라고 했어요. Because we really had activities like a nursery school. Because mother has to go to work. So the church took care of the children. So we had a nursery school. The second, we had the English class because they have to speak English. For 8 years, take care of about 5,000 cases.
우리가 1970년대, 80년대 한인들이 많이 들어왔는데 당시에 교회들이 많은 그 서비스를 제공했는데 교회에서 그걸 수용하기에는 이제 방법이 다르니까 전문 사회사업 기관들이 나타나기 시작을 했죠. 그때 이제 여러 가지 문제들이 많이 있었죠. 그 이민자들의 문제, 직업을 찾는 것, 아파트를 찾는 것, 이게 기본적인 서비스부터 청소년들의 비행 문제가 나타나게 되고 또 노인 문제가 나타나면서 다양하게 이제 소셜 니드가 막 나타나면서 이제 전문성을 필요로 하게 됐죠. 저는 KCS에서 그 1989년부터 2018년까지 횟수로 한 30년 정도 그 일을 했습니다. 계속적으로 지속적으로 나타나고 있는 사회적 니드, 소셜 서비스의 니드를 어떻게 충당할 것이냐. 그래서 많이 거기에 서비스 프로그램의 확대와 다양성에 대해서 많이 고민할 때입니다. 그래서 이제 2000년도에 들어와서부터는 그 2세대를 어떻게 리크루트 해가지고 트레이닝해서 이분들이 소셜 서비스를 지속적으로 전달하고 만들고 전달하는 그 책임성 문제, 그리고 시스템을 어떻게 구축할 것이냐. 그 후배들이나 그 보드가 훨씬 더 큰 비전을 갖고 또 일을 해나가실 때, 우리보다 더 나았구나, 소셜 서비스의 그 발전 과정이나 제공하는 것이. 그래서 한인사회가 그래도 한인사회뿐만 아니라 다른 민족들한테도 서비스를 할 수 있는 그런 기반을 구축해 나간다는 것이 그 선임으로서 상당히 기쁘고 또 감사하고 그런 마음입니다.
And so when I started working at KCS, I was like, wow, there's a lot of amazing things that they do, but no one knows outside of the Korean community. No one knows what they're doing. So how do we bridge that gap, right? And I think Mr. Kim started laying the foundation and the groundwork already. And all I did was, I said, okay, we have to start making connections to other nonprofits outside the Korean community, partner with them. We have to start making connections with the government elected officials. Now Asian Americans have quickly increased to 18% of the New York City population. So just in the 12 years that I was there, we did a very intentional push to get our name out there more into the community and really partner with other people and get our name known to government elected officials. And once we started getting more funding, and they saw that we could do the work and that we were doing a good job, then they would give us more funding. I always felt like, listen, my role at KCS is to really be a bridge. And the reason why the board members brought me on at the time is because they also had the foresight to know, you know, if we're gonna survive as an organization, we can't just stay within the first generation community, we have to expand. So we need to hire leadership from second gen, we need to build relationships. You know, the culture of KCS has always been really the heart of serving and the heart of sacrificing, and it's not about you as an individual, but it's what you can do to help the community. And I think, you know, a lot of people who have come and gone, I think they leave coming back to KCS to help out as volunteers because they see how much of an impact it has in the community.
I'd like to recognize, though, by the way, before we move forward, elected official in the House tonight who's not part of the program, who's with us and is always with us because he says it's his people, brother from another mother, Queens Board President Donovan Richards. Can we get a round of applause? You're an honorary Korean, man. And with that said, I'm going to introduce to the stage our board chair, Chris Chung.
Hello, everybody. Come on, we can do better than that. Hello, everybody. Before I say my remarks, I just wanted to say one quick thing. My good friend Stefan Kim, I just want to let everybody know and let's you know, acknowledge all the work that he's done in the past year. He was recognized by his peers in his profession, in his advocacy on letting everyone know about our community and the rise of Asian hate crimes. And him and his peers are really fundamental in how we have a voice in the community outside of the Korean community. So let's really, really say our appreciation to Stefan. Thank you. So, everyone, welcome. This is our 50th Anniversary Gala. It is our first gala after 3 years of absence due to the pandemic. And when I look around in this room, I am amazed at to be able to see my old friends and a lot of new faces as well. But you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge who's over there. Let's say Governor David Patterson and Jimmy Lee on that table. Always great supporters. Okay. apart from our elected officials, they've always been with us every step of the way. So please, let's please acknowledge every single one of them that are here. And likewise, our friends from Oasis Foundations, Tiger Baron, H-Mart, Food Bazaar. This would not happen if it wasn't for the collective support of everybody here. So please, let's give a round of applause to everybody that's here. So when I was asked to make these remarks tonight, the first thing I said, why? There's so many other more important people to hear from. So I really do want to keep it short, but I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge our honorees tonight, Kevin Kim, who's here. Who's the Commissioner Kevin Kim, and our other honoree, Kampani, who is, if you guys don't know, is the Korean American Physicians Association of New York. And I am sure you can see the amount of work that these two, the organization and Kevin Kim has done in support of our community during these really, really hard times. So you will find out throughout the evening, exactly how they helped our community. But I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge all, the two groups that we are honoring today. So thank you very much for your service, and thank you very much for your continued service. Tonight's event, it's a really interesting one because we have an opportunity to look back on the past 50 years of KCS's service to the community. But at the same time, I think our focus also has to be what the next 50 years are going to bring. And I think that is a message that you will clearly see and hear by the end of tonight's event. So before I introduce our president, Myung-mi Kim, who is my personal hero, by the way, I want every one of us to raise a toast to KCS and the staff and join me in saying thank you in our toast. So KCS is always enduring, KCS is always evolving, and KCS will always be in service. So thank you very much, KCS, for what you do for the community.
So I think there's a table in the house that's KCS previous employee staff table. Can we stand so we can acknowledge? There we are. There's a spotlight back there. Can we acknowledge this table, please? Previous KCS employee staff table. Okay, so up next, she is a master of Korean traditional dance and music, a second-generation Korean American, considers herself ancestral arts a precious link to her culture and aims to showcase it beyond the Hallyu wave. She was formerly a KCS staff member, devoting her time to uplifting the Korean and Pan-Asian American communities. The piece that she'll perform tonight is called the Jido Drum Dance. Despite its humble agrarian origins, the piece is now considered a national treasure in Korea. She has specialized training in Jido drum dance, and she is honored to share this master choreography with this audience. Please welcome to the stage, Catherine Sewon-Oh. Round of applause, please. Very special speaker next. If I can get your attention, can I welcome to the stage President and CEO of KCS, Myung-mi Kim. Round of applause, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be here tonight to celebrate KCS 50th anniversary. This is an incredible milestone for us, and it's a privilege to be part of this celebration. KCS has made a remarkable impact in the community over the past 50 years through our program and services that promote well-being and social justice. KCS was founded with a very simple but powerful mission we have. KCS to be a bridge for Korean immigrants, the wider Asian community to fully integrate into society by promoting culturally competent programs in aging, education, immigration, workforce, public health, and mental health. KCS has achieved a lot in the past 50 years, providing critical support services to families in need, advocating for marginalized groups' rights, and promoting cultural awareness and appreciation. As KCS celebrates this milestone, it looks to the future and aims to continue its work toward 50 more. Facing in the challenge and opportunity ahead, I build a brighter and more inclusive future for the community where everyone can thrive and succeed. Thank you for joining tonight. Before we proceed, please enjoy this video of KCS work. Finished. Every night, I really want to exercise this long English paper, but I remember only one word. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How many times I read, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I slept right next to my husband. Stop, ladies and gentlemen. Language is not easy, but I try my best. Also, I don't remember this hard word, but I remember only one sentence. It couldn't have not yet done without this sponsor, supporter, partner. Very importantly, KCS staff. Without the KCS staff, we cannot make this happen. During the pandemic, our staff came out the building. Almost many of the staff came out the building, and very emergency situation, they care of community members. This is the KCS. And I never ever forget 2020, April, one of the company just called me. At that time, the COVID hit that time. Here, KCS, the Korean cosmetic company, they gave us 100,000. Doesn't matter how much, doesn't matter why. They don't want to acknowledge the KCS name on out there. Just silently take care of community. I never ever forget. I ask how many times community leader, KCS, come on this stage. 대표님, he cannot accept our award because this is my humble gift. This is why the Korean community, the economic, health, and nonprofit, you guys need support, right? So every year, year by year, I cannot forget KCS. Thank you so much. And also, 감사합니다. 정말 감사합니다. KCS는 50살이 되었습니다. 50살입니다. KCS는 보셨지만 1세와 2세와 이제는 3세가 함께 일하는 곳입니다. 우리는 이제는 나이를 넘고 젠더를 넘고 공간을 넘어서 커뮤니티가 원하는 곳이면 뛰어들겠습니다. 일하겠습니다. 저희를 믿어주셔서 정부도 기업도 커뮤니티 멤버도 사일런틀리 도네이션 해주고 열심히 일하라고 하셨습니다. 저희는 그것뿐입니다. 일하겠습니다. 고맙습니다.
We have another very special guest with us tonight. I think I can say this without being biased, this is an objective observation. So I've covered 3 mayors before this mayor. Yes, I'm old, not as old as Commissioner Kim, but I'm old. But I would say that Mayor Adams, and again, objectively speaking, it's nice to have a mayor who enjoys doing the job. And once again, he joins us at another gala, always out and about, out late. So with that being said, and hopefully this means he'll still take my questions, I welcome to the stage Mayor Eric Adams.
Thank you so much. I really want to just really personally thank this community. You know, you do an analysis of the exit polls, and you see that overwhelmingly the Korean American community, your vote was solidly behind Eric Adams for mayor. And we're joined by a great team of electors, the amazing borough president of Queens, Donovan Richards, my good friend, a strong supporter of the community, Councilwoman Lee. I know she came up and said hello. Senator John Liu, and all that are here. This community means so much to me because you are the bedrock and foundation of what makes this city great. You know, thank you, Auntie. You believe in education. You believe in small business and support of small businesses. You believe in public safety. You believe in just really uplifting the city. When you go to Koreatown and see the small businesses and shops, when you go into Queens, throughout my relationships and during the time of borough president, during some of the most darkest days, those who were part of the associations and groups to come and do benevolent services to people and for people. And I didn't look far as one of your honorees. I didn't look far when I knew it was time to bring your knowledge, your skills, your family spirit into my administration by appointing the first Korean American to be a commissioner in this city, my good brother, Commissioner Kim. And it's often they write the stories about me being out late. They don't know that he's out late with me, you know? So I wanted to give this organization 50 years, 50 years, 50 years. One can look at where we are right now. But 50 years ago, this was not a kind city for the Korean American community. And those pioneers who started understanding it was imperative to provide services to allow the future generations to move up. We just want to honor them and tell them thank you for what you've done. And I knew why organizations like this organization was powerful for my time of visiting Korea. The hospitality, the love of family, the hard-working atmosphere, the innovation, the ingenuity. Having you here in this city makes us great. And so, on behalf of all New Yorkers, to the Korean Community Service, whereas New York is incredibly proud to serve as the home for so many different communities, each one has its own unique needs, and we are grateful for organizations such as KCS, which work to address these concerns and bolster the 5 boroughs. On the occasion of its bicentennial anniversary, I am pleased to commend the work of this great organization as it uplifts the thriving communities and fortifies the bridge of friendship and mutual respect between New Yorkers and Koreans. I, Eric Adams, Brooklyn Borough President, I was about to say. You know, once Brooklyn, always Brooklyn. Good thing I didn't make a mistake. Do hereby proclaim today Korean Community Service Day. Thank you so much for what you do.
Mr. Mayor, it's a good thing you didn't call yourself governor or president, because I'd have a story there. I will never fail to remind people that around this time last year, we sat down one-on-one, and I asked him point blank if he would support mandating teaching AAPI history in New York City public schools. And so with the help of Senator John Liu, he made that happen last September. So that is legacy. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And with that being said, we have another video, also known as Time for Me to Stuff My Face. So if you can all direct your attention towards the big board, we have another video presentation.
Honor to join you all to celebrate 50 years of Korean community services. For 5 decades, you have been advocating and helping our Korean immigrant community.
Happy 50th anniversary to KCS. Congratulations on this very special and historic milestone, and I'm thrilled to send my warmest wishes to all my friends at KCS.
Congratulations on the entire team at KCS for all the great work you've done for our state, our community, and everybody. 축하합니다.
KCS does so much work, but at the top of that list is the area that I chair in, which is the work around older adults and Asian communities. And I hope that we can deliver this year for KCS and 50 years more to come.
I'm so grateful for all the work that KCS does for our community. And I wish KCS another successful 50 years.
Wish Korean Community Services of Metropolitan New York a very happy 50th anniversary.
For all of your hard work, because we would not be where we are as an organization now without all of the many sacrifices that you did before.
I want to wish KCS a happy and successful gala, and thank you for all the work that you do for our community.
I just want to congratulate you on your 50th gala, and I look forward to continuing to support you on all the things that you do for the community at large, as well as the Korean senior population.
Congratulations to KCS on their 50th anniversary. I look forward to another 50 years. Take care, good luck, cheers.
I just want to congratulate KCS for 50 years of dedication, 50 years of hard work, 50 years of really making a difference.
So as we watch the mayor get the political rock star treatment, I'd like to bring to the stage our OG political rock star, one of our own. Round of applause for Senator John Liu.
Good evening. I remember when Stefan started out, he got a lot of shots of me. Stefan, you will be no witness that once upon a time I did have a full head of hair, even more than he does. And actually, that's how long my history with KCS goes back. That even before I was elected to anything, Kwang would have me come down to the center in Elmhurst, which was bursting at the seams and serving senior citizens and many people of other ages to the best of their abilities. And then after I was able to get to the city council, found a new location in Flushing, 166th Street, and that became humongous, the biggest senior center in any of that Northeast Queens area. And Kwang and his team, you know, they built that center into a powerhouse. My parents actually used to go every day because even though they can't claim to be Korean, they love the food, and it was always healthy. And so every time I visited the KCS Center on 166th Street in Flushing, I always have to say hello to my parents as well as many of my uncles and aunts. And Kwang, let's give Kwang Kim another round of applause. 30 years of service to KCS. And you know, a great leader's enduring legacy is to make sure that the organization is left in good hands. And so he did something that irritated me to no end, because he had a right-hand person at KCS who I had my eyes on for a long time, that this person was going to run for office. And instead, Kwang tapped her and groomed her and prepared her to become his successor, the president and CEO of KCS of Greater New York. Of course, Councilmember Linda Lee. Took 15 years for her to finally throw her hat into the ring. So proud that she, along with Julie Won, made tremendous history in the city of New York as our very first members of the New York City Council. It's a dynamic duo, and they're joined by Councilmember Sandra Ung and many of their colleagues. But you know, this is what KCS has been about. It's been about serving the community. It's been about preparing the next generation of leaders. And now we have a dynamic English-speaking speech maker, Myung-mi Kim. Myung-mi, oh my goodness, there's so many stories I could tell, but I don't think I should. Let me just say that I don't know if any of you have been to the primary location of KCS in Bayside, which is the district that I have the privilege of representing alongside Assemblymember Ed Braunstein, who is here as well. KCS has the most beautiful hwajangsi ever that you will find. And Myung-mi wants you to visit. And use it or not, but it's beautiful. She's very proud of it, but you know, she reminds me and Grace Lee, as well as Ed, that they need a new elevator, so we're working on that. She never forgets to remind us what the community needs and what KCS needs to continue to do the great work. So I'm just so excited to join all my colleagues in government, even Assemblymember Ellen Park from New Jersey. She's with us today. It is a great level of representation, and you know, look, we fight for equality and justice and equal resources and equal treatment, and for 50 years, KCS has been at the forefront of this. I can't wait to see what the next 50 years will bring us. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the night.
저는 KCS 이민 법률 서비스 부서에서 일하고 있는 강상훈 변호사입니다. 여기 이민자분이 굉장히 많은데 그분들한테 좀 친근한 법률 서비스를 제공하고 싶어가지고 2022년 9월에 저와 이 두 다른 분들을 고용하고 저희가 신설하게 됐죠. 고객들이 오시면은 저희 가족 같은 느낌으로 같이 문제를 해결해 드리려고 항상 하고 있어요. 앞으로도 그렇게 가족적이면서 친근하고 또 무료죠. 그런 법률 서비스를 꾸준히 제공할 생각입니다.
네, 이민 법률 부서에서는 법률 상담뿐만 아니라 실질적으로 해결을 하지 못하시는 그런 부분들을 저희가 친절히 도와드리고 있습니다. 제가 솔직히 여기에서 일을 하기 전까지는 이제 한인 이민자분들이 어떤 어려움이 있으시고 그런 것들을 전혀 알지를 못했는데 여기 현장에서 매일 그 이민자분들을 마주하면서 그분들의 이민 또는 이민 신분에 관한 그런 고충들을 많이 듣고 해결해 드리면서 많은 보람을 느끼고 있습니다.
저도 그렇고 저희 가족들도 그렇고 주변의 친구들도 그렇고 다 이민자의 삶이었던 거잖아요. 그래서 그들이 하고 있는 모든 법적 서류들이 다 저희 가족들이, 저희 친구들이, 심지어 제가 했던 그런 것들이어가지고 도와드리면서 좀 그냥 일적으로 만났다는 그런 관계 말고 가족이 되고 친구가 되어준 그런 느낌이 많이 드는 일이었어서 더 보람찼던 것 같아요.
네, 잠시만요. 제가 웨이팅 리스트에 넣어드릴게요. 우리가 클리니션이 준비되어 있으면 우리가 직접 전화 줄여서. I guess since I think I'm more of a 2.0 generation, so I always thought being Korean was cool. Even though I don't speak Korean as fluently as I do English, I do relate to my Korean side more because of the culture, the way I was raised, and my parents and all the people around me. So just being around Korean people, it does feel like home. And even when I talk to my clients, I'm able to relate to them more because they are Korean, and we have that sense of a little bit of camaraderie because we know what we went through as a child and as growing up, we know what it's like to be a Korean American in this society.
KCS is offering both services internally and within the community. So we are bringing mental health to the public and of ways that people can find not only clinical care, but community care and overall various approaches to mental wellness.
My name is Michelle Lee. I am an outreach coordinator at KCS's mental health clinic, and our main goal at the clinic is to increase community engagement in the mental health services that KCS offers. And right now we're accomplishing that by offering psychoeducational workshops and valuable outreach materials just to increase mental health awareness in general.
Meals on Wheels 프로그램은 저희가 한국분과 중국분들에게 매일 아침 6시 반에 따뜻하게 준비된 한국 음식과 중국 음식을 가정급식 도시락으로 만들어서 배달해 드리고 있죠. 작년 한 해 동안 저희가 가정급식 클라이언트와 또 대기자 명단이거나 응급 상황이신 분들을 포함해서 약 10만 개의 도시락을 저희가 배달해 드렸습니다. 차량도 사실 2대에서 시작하고 그 다음에 4대, 팬데믹 동안 3대를 더 늘려서 현재 7대로 매일 370명의 어르신들에게 저희가 가정급식을 배달하고 있습니다. 클라이언트 어머니가 돌아가셔서 이번에 그 아드님께서 저희 가정급식에 그동안에 어머니가 아프셨을 때 가정급식을 너무 성심성의껏 배달해주고 또 도와주셔서 감사하다고 그 필립 유가 그 장례식 하면서 그런 기금을 저희 기관에 도네이션 한 일이 있어요. 그 어머니 성함이 리사 유예요. 저희 오랜된 가정급식 회원이셨어요.
2018, my sister and I were concerned about my mom because she was acting a little differently. So we went and took her to her family doctor, and she diagnosed her preliminary diagnosis of dementia. So on our way home, my sister started Googling, you know, for adult daycare, and then it found out Korean for Korean people, and that's how we discovered KCS. And one of the programs was about the Meals on Wheels. They never shut down. We always got a meal. They worked through the whole pandemic, making sure people who needed the food got the food. The big thing about the Meals on Wheels is that you find out it's not only for the person who receives the meals, but for everyone else, you know, the family that takes care of that person, because it's just one less headache, one less problem, one less burden, or something that you have to think about, what to worry about, what to do. And that just helps, it gives you a little less stress in your life to manage your life better and to help care for the person who's receiving the meal. So it's not only for that person, it's really the family or the support system of that person.
그 코로나 잭슨하이드 우드사이드 지역에서 조금 더 많은 활동을 벌이고 있는 게 그 코비드-19 백신의 중요성도 알려주고 테스팅의 중요성도 알려주고 그걸로 인해서 파생된 여러 가지 그런 어떤 건강적인 문제들에 대한 교육과 그런 그 CDS 제공하는 여러 서비스들을 알려주기 위해서 저희가 계속 아웃리치와 에듀케이션을 진행하고 있었던 거예요.
¿Quieres cadena?
Sí, tenemos prueba de COVID. Sí, no, sería más de buscar ayuda, intención de largo plazo. Basically, what we're trying to address here is disparities that happen after COVID. So COVID hits, and then whatever the community might be affected with, just generally in West Queens, we're here to try to address that and figure out some sort of solution for what they're experiencing.
It's really hard sometimes when you meet the people and then hear what they've really been through, but that's just the I think reality what really happened in America. So many ways you only see the like surfaces, look everything's so fine, everyone living their own, then inflation's getting down and gas prices go down, everything looks so fine, but underneath everyone really so struggle in many ways. And that's why I kind of confronting every day on the street and when you meet the people and talking to them. So I try to figure it out how we can be more successfully helpful, and then what we can do for them, how we get more resources and then services and benefits, is give it back to the people who really need it. Those kind of things is I really feel every day.
So tonight I think shattering some Asian stereotypes. You guys ever heard of Asian time? Yeah, no, we're actually ahead of time tonight. And that's because our next speech is gonna be very, very long. Like very long. If anyone else had the misfortune of being in this same room about a month ago at the Cagney Gala, you know what I'm talking about, right? This might be the speech where you wanna go to the bathroom, check on your kids, maybe even leave for the evening. This is your opportunity. But to introduce our Trailblazer Award nominee is our one and only fearless leader, New York City Council member Linda Lee.
Hello. Good evening. That's a little weak. Good evening. Woo! 50 years. Ooh, it is a little weird to be back, I have to admit. It's a little odd. Clearly, Myungmi did not need me because she grew the organization a lot after I left, so kudos. I just want to say, it's really awesome to be here. And I just want to give a shout out to Myungmi and all the staff and the board and Chris and Dr. Shin, who I know is here, Mr. Kim, my predecessor and mentor. So let's just give it up for them for all that they did to lay down the foundation and the groundwork. Yay! So I actually have prepared remarks because Kevin, I don't know if you guys know, is a very important person. And is a very important person to me on a personal level as well. So before I go into introducing Kevin, I just wanted to acknowledge the 50 years that KCS has been around and all the work that they've done. So together, we started the very first, so there's gonna be a lot of firsts in this speech, the very first Article 31 outpatient mental health clinic licensed by the state of New York, which is a very big deal. And it was because I remember in 2010, Mr. Kim and I were talking, and we were saying, wow, there's a lot of mental health issues that are coming up in our community, and there's a lot more that we need to do, which is why we decided to start that clinic. And having a seat at the table, having a voice, representation matters. We have a lot of elected officials here who are the very first. We have a very first majority-led city council. We have my colleague and I, Julie Won, who I know is here. She and I are the first Korean Americans ever elected to city council, which is a big deal. And the AAPI community is the fastest growing community in New York. So it's about more than 18% and growing, which is why this representation needs to be seen and felt throughout our government services. And no one knows and exemplifies. Shh. Does that work? Oh, that worked. So no one knows and exemplifies these characteristics through his work for our community more than my dear friend Kevin Kim, who is the commissioner for the New York City New York City Department of Small Business Services. But I gotta tell you the reason why Kevin is so important, okay? So listen very carefully. Shh. So, like myself, Kevin was a child of 2 immigrant small business owners, and through lived experience, understands all the challenges facing our community in New York City and a lack of access to culturally competent resources and services. Through his career as an attorney, entrepreneur, and dedicated public servant, Kevin has led his mark as a trusted leader in the community. All right, get ready for this long list, okay? Serving on the boards of various nonprofit organizations, including Asian American Bar Association of New York, ABNY, Korean American Association of Greater New York, CAGNY, American Red Cross Queens Chapter, Friends of 13 International Student Conferences, Inc., KACF, which we all know is a big partner in this community, Fordham Law School Voting Rights and Democracy Project Advisory Board. He is the first, okay, and this is very important for many, many reasons, first Korean American member of the Board of Trustees of CUNY, which we know serve the very underserved communities of New York City. And he's also the very first Korean American to win a New York City primary when he ran in 2009. So very true story. My mother calls me in 2009, and she's like, there's this guy, Kevin Kim, you have to help him. He's running for city council. And I was like, what? Who? But I have to say, after going through it once, and now we're all going through it the second time, what he accomplished back in 2009 was huge. And I don't want to take that lightly because it was a very, very big deal for him to win a New York City Democratic primary in 2009, especially in the district that he was running in. So I just want to give you kudos to that and for opening doors for all of us. And I have to say, so this is off script, Kevin actually called me in August of 2020, and I was like, oh God, I know why he's calling me. I will never forget this night, because Kevin Kim, along with Senator John Liu, Grace Meng, Congresswoman, had said for years, like, you know what, you need to run. We need more Asian Americans in elected office. And I didn't pick up his call because I knew why he was calling, and I finally picked up and I was like, hey, Kevin. It was like 11 something at night, I think. And he's like, I think now's the time. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. But I have to say, one thing I really, really appreciate about Kevin is the fact that he pays it forward. And what we need is more people to build a pipeline for folks like us to be able to run for office and be that voice and create policies and legislation and funding that makes sense for our communities. So I just want to say thank you for being the trailblazer, and it is very fitting that you're getting this award. So thank you, Kevin Kim, and please, Commissioner, come up on stage.
Everyone, wow, with an introduction like that, I feel like I should just take it easy and say thank you very much and walk off. But and Linda didn't send me the memo that the colors were going to be yellow and she was going to be wearing a matching yellow. I didn't get that memo, but thank you. No, seriously. When you get invited to speak, actually, on an evening like this, and you know that you're going to be speaking after the mayor of New York City, and then you realize also that he's your boss, you actually come prepared with 2 versions of your speech. So I've got version 1 here, and this is if he stuck around. He's a very busy man, and so I don't think he has the time, and Stefan made it very clear in my last speech I was a little too long. So I have the shorter version here, but he's not here anymore, and so here's my version 2. So now I get to read my unedited second version, but no, but But Stefan would kill me from last time, so but in all seriousness, it's just truly an honor to be here today. And Councilmember Linda Lee, thank you so much for the warm introduction. You know, when you say that you get an award for trailblazing, it doesn't mean anything unless there are people who come up behind you and actually finish the goal. And so for Councilmember Linda Lee, Julie Wan, it is just such an honor and privilege to watch them get elected as the first Korean American members of the City Council. And in this room today, you have so many trailblazers. Senator John Liu, when he became the first Asian American to get elected to the City Council, that was an inspiration for me when I ran in '09. And you've got Grace Lee, I know she was here, getting the first female elected to the New York State Senate recently as well. So when you're in a room full of trailblazers, the only thing I can just say is make it meaningful, make it impactful, do your part in continuing that trail so that it spreads down to the next generation of Korean Americans. I know that there are other people here, and it's not just about political trailblazing. There's so much work that gets done in this room with other people. I do want to recognize Charles and Jean for coming here, and Camp Naru, I got to give a little plug for that because KCS does the incredible work for our seniors, but the next generation of Korean Americans, the learning of their identity, the networking, it's invaluable. And so I want to thank you for that as well, for being here and creating Camp Naru. I also can really just spend all my time actually up here thanking people, because you can't get to anywhere in the world and in life when you're 52 years old, actually older than 50 years of KCS now, without really the support of so many people. And there's a group of people here today, my community group, who I want to just say thank you, because no matter where you go in life, no matter what you accomplish, you will hit difficult roads at some point. And to have a support network like that, to have a support network of my closest friends here tonight at my table and the table here and there and everywhere, it's just tremendously meaningful. So I want to say thank you for that as well. You know, just finally, I just want to just say that, you know, Stefan Kim is somebody that is a trailblazer in his own right. You don't understand when there was the anti-Asian hate crime spree, which is still happening now. The violence against Asian Americans just for being Asian American, and the spotlight that he put on that issue during the pandemic, since the pandemic within the pandemic that it became, was heroic. And so I really just wish that you could give him a round of applause, not for being the MC tonight, but for the coverage, giving us a collective voice as a community. When we talk about media and how powerful and important that is, Stefan is somebody who has led the way in that area as well. So many trailblazers in this room. I just want to say thank you so much for this award. KCS is also some place where in the early 2000s, mid-2000s, when I was working for Congressman Gary Ackerman as a staffer, I would go down there, see all the harmonies and harabajis playing all these card games and dancing and singing. And, you know, as an immigrant kid, as the son of two immigrant small business owners, and my grandmother, my weharmoni, who came and took care of us, I wish she had a place like KCS to go back in the 70s and 80s and in parts of Queens where she didn't know about this. And so I just have to commend KCS for all their work. When you are in the role that I'm in, you see things that make you understand what Linda Lee just said. Representation, having a seat at the table, there are so many decisions being made where your perspective as an Asian American is invaluable. Without you there, things will get decided, decisions get made, and we will not have a voice. So all I can say is I just want to leave everyone with this one pleading, is that if you can, please step up in your community, join a community board, join a nonprofit, get a seat at the table. have your voice heard, bring the Korean American, bring the Asian American perspective to everybody around you. It will matter for us, it will matter for our children, but it will just make New York City that much of a better place. So thank you so much tonight for this award.
Commissioner, that was a much better speech, especially the part about me. I like that. And Linda, we have another first. That was the first Kevin Kim speech that went shorter than a James Cameron film. No, but in all seriousness, I do want to be serious. I remember 2009, and I do want to echo what Linda said. 2009, I covered Kevin Kim's race for city council. It was historic, and I remember this. Covering that race, I was out in Queens doing a stand-up, and someone drove by and said, "Asians get out." Right, so this is long before Asian hate. There is no doubt in my mind that Kevin Kim lost that race in large part due to racism. Now, who ended up getting elected was Dan Halloran. I was also there covering Dan Halloran in federal court when he went to prison for trying to sell the mayor's seat. So I think the voters made a mistake there, but we're proud of you and thank you for being with us tonight and being Commissioner Kevin Kim. It was a big deal, it really was. So with that being said, I would like to welcome to the stage Board of Director member Warren Huang. Round of applause, please.
So it's hard to follow up Linda with that introduction, but so I'll try to keep this as short as I can. I want to first acknowledge the entire KCS staff and the rest of the gala committee for throwing what I think everybody agrees, amazing party tonight. SK Yoon, wherever she is. I'm a little mad at her because she should be up here with me right now, but she's right there at that table. Chris Chung, Danny Kim. Tonight I have the distinct honor of introducing Kapani. In 1988, they were founded in 1988. They believe in giving back to the community in which they live and practice. Their ongoing community service programs allow physicians to work together in order to accomplish the common objective of helping seniors, the indigent, the uninsured, and promising youth. During the height of the pandemic, they provided drive-through COVID-19 testing at KCS's Bayside facility. Kapani also promotes continued medical education through their medical lecture series, increased health awareness through their community outreach programs, and foster promising young students through their scholarship program. Please join me in giving Kapani a warm welcome for their outstanding dedication to health and community service.
Act to follow. I see all the people I see on TV here up on the podium. And as a physician, I rarely or actually never get an opportunity to come up and talk to this many people. So yes, I think you did a great job searching about Kapani. That could be our website, but that's very good and very accurate. So yes, Kapani is a physician organization. New York has so many different physician organizations. Just like the New York City's diversity, we have many different physician organizations. And Kapani, yeah, should I try that too, but I don't want to? Yes. So Kapani is a Korean American Medical Physicians Association of New York. It's a mouthful, but it sounds so much cooler than KAMA, ACAM, and Kama-nim. These are the other Korean physician organizations. But thank you for the recognition of our work. But I recognize this recognition is not for Kapani, and certainly not for me, but it's for all the Korean American physicians in New York and New Jersey. And you guys all know who you are. In January 9th of 2019, 2020, WHO announced that there's this virus that's going to cause massive casualties in the world, and our hospital shut down. I hate to hash, back on this, but when the hospital shut down, our city shut down, a lot of my friends who are actually present here tonight. This is a bit of a sad story, so quiet down a little bit. We wanted to do something. I reached out to government organizations, none of the government officers here, not you guys, but I reached out to a few people. Our immediate past president, Hyunji Lee, also did, and we were not getting any answers. And our community were asking us, what can we do? What do we do? My mother just passed away, or I can't breathe. Where do we go? What medication can we take? Where can we go? And to answer this, we started a hotline. And subsequently, we tried to do drive-through testings. And that's when I discovered KCS. I've been in New York City. I'm a 1.5 generation for, since 1987. And I never knew KCS. And my discovery was amazing because KCS already had infrastructure to connect us to the patients who needs our device, patients who we can help by testing. So I thank you for that. Having partners like that was amazing to us. Not only they were able to give us the parking lot for us to do drive-through testings, but they were also able to manage to schedule all the patients that we could see and to consult with. Am I going too long? I'm a surgeon. I'm a surgeon at Mount Sinai Hospital. I'm an intestinal surgeon. And as a surgeon, we know that there are no great surgeon all by yourself. You need great anesthesiologists. You need efficient hospital operating room. You need caring nurses. You're not a great surgeon all by yourself. And living through the pandemic, I realized we physicians cannot do what we want to do all by ourselves. We need partners. And Korean communities, CAGNY, KCS, even some of the industry partners were amazing in helping us doing what we want to do. KACF was fantastic. You guys fund us for the COVID testing kits that we had to purchase. Thank you for that. Basically, I want to say thank you, and that we want to continue being part of the community and partner up with all the works that you're doing. And for this, I thank you. And what KCS has been doing, what I knew KCS was doing was only tip of the iceberg. I realized that you do so much more, and I'm learning this as the night goes on. Again, thank you for all the work you've done, and thank you again for all the work you're going to do. Good night.
We have one last heavy hitter speech. If you can welcome to the stage New York's senior senator, who came from DC, a crazy place these days, to join us again, who's always been supportive of our community, New York senior senator, Chuck Schumer.
Thank you everybody. It's great to be here as New York's senior senator and New York's first majority leader to thank your great organization and congratulate you on 50 years. We all know how important this great Korean American community is to New York. Your values of hard work, values of family, values of respecting the elderly, values of regarding education as a ladder up are amazing. And they are the greatest. The Korean values are the greatest of American values. And that is why this community does so well. As you know, during COVID, when there was such trouble in so much of our community, this organization rallied and helped people in so many ways. And I was proud to bring hundreds of millions of dollars to the Korean American community to get through COVID. It helped our small businesses survive. It helped our kids stay in school. It helped us stay healthy. And now that we're through that wall of COVID, the Korean American community is better and stronger than ever. I fight for immigration laws to allow more Koreans to come to the United States and to come to New York. Shh. Why do I do that? Because the more Koreans there are in New York, the better New York is. So I want to promise you, and by the way, thank you, I was just elected to my 5th term. The first New Yorker ever. I'm humbled by that. But I want to promise you this one thing. Shh. As long as I am majority leader, the Korean American community, and particularly in New York, and the Korean American service organizations will have a great friend in the majority leader of the United States of America. Thank you, God bless you, and have a great dinner, everybody.
KCS와의 저의 첫 인연은 구글 서치를 하다가 이 KCS를 만나게 되었어요. 그래서 제가 전화를 걸어서 이제 디렉터이신 헬렌 선생님을 만나서 그 공부를 이수하게 되었어요.
이웃을 돕고 싶은 그런 선한 일을 좀 하고 싶다고 생각을 했는데 마침 여기서 이렇게 아버지 어머니 같은 분을 모시고 이렇게 또 이렇게 도와주고 그러니까 보람이 되더라고요.
처음에 이제 상담해서 들어왔을 때보다 봉사를 하고 났을 때 몇 달 후에 그 얼굴들이 되게 많이 변하시고 자신감도 있으시고 나중에는 이 봉사를 통해서 또 잡을 구할 수 있는 방법이 무엇인지도 물어보는 거를 봄으로써 만족해 하시는 것 같아요. 지금까지는요.
어떻게 보면 저를 어려울 때, 가장 어려울 때 그 직업 훈련 프로그램을 시켜주셔서 또 미국에 적응할 수 있게 해주셨고 또 용기를 갖게 해주셨고
The education department is comprised of a lot of programs, a summer internship program for high school and college students, a scholarship program for high school students, as well as citizenship classes and a culture program as well. The education department also provides ESOL classes for adults.
Pair of shoes. But what did this person buy? What did this person buy? How do you read that amount?
미국에 살면서 대화의 소통이 잘 안 되니까 우리 물론 1세대하고는 소통이 잘 돼요. 아들, 딸들하고는. 근데 그 아래 손주들하고는 이게 소통이 잘 안 되잖아요. 곰 3마리 한 집에 있어 할비곰, 할미곰, 엘리곰. 손녀가 몇 살 안 됐는데도 불구하고 뭐라고 하면은 모르니까 항상 전화기 갖다가 다시 원모 타임 리피트하라고 해서 걔한테도 그럴 정도라 그전에는 너무너무 못했는데 지금은 그래도 예 조금 어느 정도는 예.
Yeah. Is she doing such a good job learning English? Yeah. What did you teach Jaime?
I'm speaking Korean.
You are. You're learning Korean and Jaime is learning English, right? You guys are both learning.
Amy, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple. How about you?
Purple.
Oh, same?
You too.
Rainbow.
Rainbow?
Wow.
You like all the colors.
KCS는 우리 한인 봉사센터잖아요. 너무나 좋은 프로그램을 많이 갖고 있잖아요. 영어 교육뿐만 아니라 컴퓨터 교육도 하고 있었죠. 그래서 저는 너무 좋아요. 예, 진짜 이 한인 봉사센터가 잘 되고 확장되고 그래서 좀 우뚝 섰으면 좋겠어요.
So, as tradition has it, every year at the KCS Gala, we close it out the very same way every year. You know what that means. Everyone, please put your hands together for the famous, world-famous KCS dance team. That is a KCS exclusive. Nobody has the KCS dance team but KCS. All right, so the beauty of wrapping early is now you guys have time to hang out, drink, mingle, do what you've been doing the whole 2 hours. Before you do that though, we're gonna close this out one last time to the stage. Myung-mi Kim, closing remarks, then you can have some fun. Thank you.
Thank you for coming and support KCS. KCS is continue to support community, and we have to work with the community. And also, please continue to support KCS, and we are working hard, as many as we can. Thank you so much. Enjoy tonight. Thank you.